Van, what are you doing?
I'm shaking your world around.
Hi, everybody. Mezzo and Arctic Scala here on Kyber K
Hey.
Productions, our weekly Sunday night podcast interview show. Hope you are all doing well this evening. I do have a confession I haven't told Van yet.
Oh,
So this week was the entire week was filled with catching up and doing homework with my kids. I didn't get to finish my report for Galaxy's Edge, so I will have it for next week though.
I was so looking forward to that. I'm
I
so
know.
excited.
I'm so sorry. And I was wanting to make it really good, so I didn't want to finish it and not get what I wanted to get done, for it. So but it'll be finished for next week's show. And we also are gonna have a special guest for about 15 minutes next week that you might remember from a previous show as a guest. His name is Bobby Zavala. He's got some great stuff to share with us about some things that
Excellent.
happened. Anyway, so sir, how are you?
I am good. Can I show you something?
Yes, show
We
me.
just got wait, I gotta adjust my face. I'm using my phone because as some of you online may know, I have lots of internet problems at my house. We
Yes,
just
we
got
know.
in 7 cases of sabers at the Kyber Cave,
That's a
including our
lot.
brand new. This is the one I've been waiting for.
Ooh.
This is the Sheet Show Battle Damage version.
Ooh, nice.
And do you see? I'm trying to get in close. Do you see that battle damage area right there?
I do. There's like a big slice through it.
It is a big slice, but check this out. Wait, if I can get this lined up. Let's turn this on.
I can see inside. Oh, okay. Ooh, is that the kyber crystal
It
inside?
is. You can see a kyber.
Nice.
So I have it on a flame effect right now. Obviously, this is a NeoPixel saber. This saber is going to come in NeoPixel so that you can see the kyber crystal inside. And then whatever color you change the blade, the kyber crystal will change that color as well.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a NeoPixel SN4. It is going to be a NeoPixel for under $400. So that is absolutely unheard of. And
That
it
is
is a
nice.
Kyber Cave exclusive. You can get it only at Kyber Cave. So it will be on the website in the next few days, as well as Black Friday. Make sure to tune in. We have some specials that will be going on. We will have 4 beginner sabers for only $200. So 4 people can play, or 2 people can double side, and we will have 10% off of all Neo sabers because we already have excellent prices on Neo sabers. In fact, I always tell people to compare us to other people, and you'll find that we have some of the best prices on Neos. So we'll have 10% off on Neos and 20% off on everything else in the store. So make sure to check us out Black Friday. Make sure to get your Shicho Battle Damage version. And everybody will be happy for the holidays. All right.
All right.
Are
Awesome.
we ready to move on to our next segment?
Yes, we are. So, guys, as you know, every week, Metso here likes to bring you the
Nerdy news.
the nerdy news. So, what is
Yeah.
first on your nerdy news, you ask? Let me bring up my sheet so I am ready to go. So, first is Star Wars Vision returns with Volume 3 in 2025. So, at the 2024 Disney APAC Showcase, it was exclusively revealed that Star Wars Visions will debut a third volume in 2025. The award winning series first premiered in 2021 with 9 shorts by 7 different Japanese anime studios celebrating the mythology of Star Wars' unique cultural perspectives. So, gathering that it says anime, you probably figure it's like anime. Van, we just lost you. This feels so weird in this perspective. Let me do it that way. That feels less weird. So it's likely going to be an anime type style. Next, guys, we have. I lost you, and I was very sad.
Oh,
I just switched to the next one. Star Wars Black Friday and Cyber Week 2024 deals. Check out the awesome cyber deals here in this article. Both of these articles again are in the description, and if you're watching the upload, and I'm going to post them in the chat in a moment. Check out the awesome cyber deals here in the article, where you can find such fun things of Star Wars merch like at figures, box sets, clothes, and more. There's actually a really cool Vader phone case and even a
ooh.
sparkly dress for those who like to dress up a little. Van, I figured you'd probably want the dress.
I'm
I'll look
excited about the
into it.
dress.
I'll look into
Did
it for you. I
I
just
have
posted both of those articles in the chat. And hi,
Did I ever
Raph.
tell you? Did I ever tell you the cosplay I want to do for conventions?
What is that?
I want to do one of Amidala's handmaidens. You know when they were wearing those like flame dresses in Attack of the Clones, or was it Phantom Menace where they had those flame looking dresses? I was like, she has so many handmaidens. You're like, maybe there's one in the back that has a beard. I just figured those dresses look so comfortable, like a convention. Like you don't have like heavy clothing. It's very light, easy to move in. Girls are lucky, man. I wish it was more fashionable for men to wear dresses, other than
Yeah.
kilts.
All right, so that is your nerdy news for today, which is
Nerd
so get
news.
nerdy news. Bum 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 bum. Okay, I'm a dork and I know it. Okay, and my enthusiasm shows it. I just want to say my big booty shows it. This just sounds strange. Um, and so next, guys, we have James Kaiser, aka Darth Cephalus, on our show as a producer for Flow, the show. And this week is a Flow that we've actually had before, and they're super duper talented. And they actually went on. I think it was Holland's Got Talent. I'm not 100% certain. I think that's what he said. So I did sub the music because copyright reasons. Come on. But please enjoy this week's Flow the Show, Flowmies. Yeah, that is correct, Kevin. Kind of looks like a preview of Tron 3, he said, which is interesting. Nice.
And I gotta say, Matt, that was a good choice. What a lot of people don't realize is whenever there is music on this show, Mets always has to replace it with music that is copyright free. So she has to go in there, especially when it's a song that everybody recognizes popular. So the show doesn't get a strike on it, and that we have to share all our millions of dollars with all these other creators. At any rate, I'm often amazed because sometimes your music choices are so perfect for what's going on there that I forget that it wasn't the original music that was supposed to be on there in the first place.
I appreciate that so much.
Yeah.
Yes, it's sometimes so like there's also times that even the music I choose will get copyrighted, but I have licensing for it, so then I just have to dispute with my license, and then it gets released normally. And that's just,
let's give it up for Mezzo one time for her excellent music choices.
Thank you, excellent music choices. All right, well, moving on, we have our lovely guest tonight who has been on our show a couple of times. Always a pleasure to listen to, and very nice. Sir, would you like to introduce
of the show?
Yes, one of the before my time.
Way before your time.
Yeah, you're a little muffled now. You put your phone down somewhere.
Was I covering the microphone?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
You know what? I'm gonna get you a phone stand. Cause you're just gonna need one until the internet gets so on my desk, y'all, I have this.
Oh.
And while I'm sitting here, my phone just sits there on a charger.
Oh.
During the show.
Then you can get some nice
my logo.
You can get some nice up the nose shots.
Right. But you can put it down, and at least you'd have it down somewhere instead of it falling over or whatever, Anyway, but it is our time for our guest. Would you like to introduce?
I would very much love to introduce our guest. Our guest tonight is no stranger to the show. As Metz and I said earlier, he is, in fact, one of the original producers of this show. Back 4 years ago, when we were still taking our trail wagons across the land and figuring out the internet, we started with a very well-known, he's very well-known in the Saber community. If you've been within the Saber community for more than 1 or 2 years, he's definitely one of the OG names that you recognize. He's done a lot for the community, but he is best known for his acrylic blades, and he is best known as Ripper Blades. So with no further ado, please give it up for my very good friend, Mr. Gary Ripper.
I forgot to add me, remove me.
Not
Just
Gary.
ignore me. I just went totally disassociative. Goodbye.
Gary, what's going on, my brother?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
Oh man, I'm excited about how you doing. Hey, really quickly, Mets, can you switch it to make Gary he's much prettier than I am. Make him the big one. Thank you. How you doing? I'm excited about what you're doing.
Oh, I'm doing all right. I mean, I just came back from a long drive, but I mean, I'm doing really good. Doing really good.
Yeah. Are you coming from a convention?
Yeah, we always coming from or going to a convention every week. So like,
It is.
yeah, I've
Your
been
schedule's
traveling all week.
absolutely. We've had V on a couple of weeks ago representing BYO Sabers, and for
Yeah,
those that may or may not know, you may remember V Ripper, who was on a couple of weeks ago with BYO Sabers. They are a married couple, but lately it's amazing to see them in the same room together.
I know.
You guys
Yeah, I
are
mean,
just
like,
running all over the country.
well, recently we just had a long drive together. I mean, like, it was kind of a long 6 weeks. Like I had left here, Arizona, went to Texas for a stop, and went from Texas, went to Rhode Island, did a show in Rhode Island, left Rhode Island, went to Detroit, did a show in Detroit, left Detroit, had to do a stop in Chicago for some stuff, had to go down to Texas again, and then we just got back home.
Wow.
So yeah, it's a long drive, a long few weeks.
Yeah, and for those, so some of you may or may not know, oftentimes BYO and or Ripper Blades or even BYO is split across the country, and Gary's on one side of the country and V's on the other side.
Yeah. V was like when I was in Rhode Island. I think V at the time was actually in Phoenix doing the show, and then we met up and did Detroit together late on the following weekend. Yeah, I mean, we've been pretty busy. We stay on the road quite a bit, and then there's also the store that's been opened up that I'm in right now. The store is in Surprise, and it's an anime store, fandom, pretty much for everything that you need from anime. You see behind me, we have figurines behind me and stuff, and
I'm
we have more
excited.
than that.
This was brand new for you guys.
Brand new, brand new. It's not mostly me. It's my son, my stepson. He's the mastermind behind all this. This is his love. He's a big anime fan, and then we of course we have lightsabers here too. Behind this shelf, on there, right behind here, actually behind me, this wall here is gonna be full of sabers, and we already have sabers displayed down here.
Wow.
You know, we have anime stuff everywhere. I mean, like, and Star Wars. We still have Star Wars love everywhere. We can never not
Right.
have Star Wars stuff, and then
What's the name of the shop?
Salty Anime. And
Salty Anime?
yeah, Salty Anime. It's this guy here. He's salty. He's salty. He's
What's up,
salty.
Salty?
How's it going?
This is actually this is Veronica's son. This is my son. This is Tyler. He he's starting this whole place. So it was his dream to open up this store, and then so this is how it came about. It, we just joined him on the adventure.
That's amazing. Are you guys going to be kind of settling down, or are you planning on still hitting the road and having the storefront as well?
We'll be doing both, hitting the road, doing storefront. They have build your own is gonna be here too. We have build your own parts here, so you can build your own stuff in the store. We have Funko Pops still and any and everything. It's like a mini mall. I mean, mini con up in here.
Wow.
So, and and we have shipments coming in with sabers too. So we have more sabers coming in. And I'm putting some sabers together. I'm weathering some sabers. We're putting
Are
up
you
the
going to have
stock
Ripper
for.
Blades in there as well, or is
Yep,
Ripper
yeah.
Blades on the side right now?
Well, right now the Ripper Blades is going to be inside here. Right now we're just I'm getting the shop together so I can really get down, so I can start doing more epic blades. To start, I'm gonna make some stock stuff so I can get some stuff for people to have in their hands so they can have some Ripper Blades. It's like we're in 2025, like we're trying to say later on in 2025. And then after I get some stuff out there, I'm gonna start working on more epic blades and then we're gonna try to figure out a way for having a nice work spot so I can go on and build live, like maybe on Twitch or something.
I was literally just talking to a customer a few days ago about Ripper blades, and I still will contend that you do the best job in the entire industry of a genuine dark saber. You are the only one that I know of, and I've seen other companies. I've seen TXQ, LGT, Nexus, or whatever. Everybody tries to do it, but your dark saber is the only one that I know of that goes all the way to the tip. The glow goes all the. Everybody else, it stops just like a half inch short of the tip of the saber.
Well, the main reason why mine do that well on the lighting is because I'm also the only 100% handmade blades. Anyone out there that makes any kind of like flat blade, following my work, the successful ones, they're all done with machines.
Right.
Whether it's done from Disney or from LGT or from the smaller companies, they send you either have either they come with a sticker or they come with it's not a sticker, but it's fused on there, onto the polycarbonate. They made out of polycarbonate. A lot of people have a misconception that polycarbonate is better, meaning because it's stronger as a tube. But that only works well as a tube. Since you can't fight with it as a flat acrylic, a flat piece anyway, having acrylic is also a piece that adds to that puzzle, because when you have something that clear that can carry the light as well as it does, and it's not trans white, it's another thing. Mine are clear pieces, and I use another method to make the light distribute instead of using trans white. That's what helps with it. It's just because I do it by hand, and I can tweak it as I do it. You know what I mean? If I have a mistake, I just fix it.
Your blade with a lot of the especially the mass produced companies that I see, they seem to have like a white color blade with black ink printing on top, whereas yours, I mean, it looks like it's carved out of a piece of black onyx stone. You know what I mean? And then you get the beautiful neopixel lighting on the outside. And like I said, for most. For 98% of the public, that little half-inch gap that doesn't glow at the end is not going to make that much difference. But for those that care, that want just that beautiful rainbow color all the way around, or be able to see it the way it's intended to be on just a pure black blade, they got to get a Ripper blade. I still think yours are the most gorgeous in the market, and they haven't even been out in a while.
I think there's two different markets. Like, I make mine as an artist kind of thing, and I intend it to look a certain way when it's lit. And I think that like LGT kind of follows kind of what Disney does, as to where when the saber's not lit, you still kind of have kind of a day blade kind of thing to it, where you still have the white edge and you see the black center and everything, while it's not lit. So I think that's part of the attraction of the visual aesthetics they have for it. As for me, when mine is off, it's just a totally black blade, and then you won't see any kind of light or any kind of like detail until you turn the saber on. And I think that's just mainly because it's an art thing, and for them, it's a production thing. It's not so much art as just they want to have that visual out.
Right. Hey, Rip, you're getting a question down here. It says, have you done international travel for conventions?
I haven't, but V has. V has the passport.
BYO. You're stuck in country.
V has done Canada, and we plan on doing. We were going to go do Barbados, but we're going to try to do it again next year. We still have plan on doing Barbados, and then
going to Sweden and Amsterdam next year.
Yeah, and then so send us to Sweden and Amsterdam next year. So
take me with you. I want to go. I'll totally rock the BYO shirt. I'll work the booth. Stuff.
Now the Sweden and Amsterdam one, I do believe it's a salty anime kind of production thing too. So we're gonna be doing a few things, and then anything that has to do with salty anime as well. It's a chance to have Ripper Blades and BYO as well, and because it's all fandom together. Right. So whatever is sold in the store will be sold anywhere we do anything for salty anime. So if we do a salty anime show, Expect to
Right.
see lightsabers there. Expect to see Ripper Blades there. If Ripper Blades can be displayed, we're looking for a better way of for them to be displayed. And
Right.
so, the less I travel, the more of a chance I have for me to get something like that done. I might have to commission my friend Goose from LGT. I mean, from TSL to help me out, because Goose is a talented carpenter as far as I'm concerned, and he may have the skill and the time to put something together that I need. If I give him some specs, and he probably can do it for me, because I really don't have the time. I'm on the road so much nowadays.
I know you're a rock star. Speaking of rock star, M Digital down there. I'm wearing my old man glasses and I'm on my phone. I'm usually on the computer, but I wasn't getting internet connection, so I'm on my phone. I apologize to everybody, but I can barely see the name. I don't know if you see the comment down there, but apparently they saw us both in Ontario. I had the fully printed
Their
3D
name is
saber.
M Digital. They had a
Right, but
3D print.
right, but in the comment, there's a different name, like Shahadid. I can't see it. Anyways, what's up?
Shahryar.
What up? Thank you. Um, yeah, man, you're a rock star. People know you all over the country now. Rip.
Oh no, I'm not a rock star. I'm just trying to sell lightsabers and get it out to the people. Oh, and another thing I want to mention too. We're still trying to get together, but we are going to be in the Bay Area
Yes,
for the holiday.
for
The
Fan X,
state
you're coming
holiday.
out for Fan X, correct?
I believe so. And then we're working out. We should be having a panel for that as well.
Mm-hmm.
So the panels that we're going to start doing for Fan X are mostly going to be talking about lightsabers and the use you can get with lightsabers outside of just having a Star Wars fan toy, so to speak.
Right,
They
right.
can be therapeutic, how they can be used for getting outside the house, your gateway to geekdom. As the years have gone by, me selling lightsabers, I noticed that it is a very good tool to get people who are socially awkward out of the house. My friend, he has a group called a lightsaber team, and his is about helping people get get some social strength through lightsabers. And I
Right,
know it works because the people he has in his classes are, socially awkward in some sense, and they do cons with him.
right.
So, JM Saberslinger, if you guys wonder who it is, it's JM Saberslinger, lightsaber team. Shout out to you guys.
What's
They
up,
do
lightsaber team?
fantastic work.
See them everywhere.
Oh yeah,
Um,
he does some fantastic work. He's one of the first people that I met when I started doing this whole thing, River Blaze and everything else. That the first person that I met was a quote unquote, I would say, fan. I would say
right,
he drove like 3 hours to pick up his blade when I first met him years ago, and then a friendship developed over that. He was one of the first people I called when I had certain things going down in my life, because he listens in a certain way that I really appreciate. So he's a really good man. And then the lightsabers, aside from him, the TSLs, the saber guilds, all the choreography. So I try to talk about that, and then building your own lightsaber as well, of course.
you know, Gary, when not to put my medical history out there, but when I had gout and I was limping on one foot, I took the rubber tip off a crutch and put that on it's exactly 1 inch, so it
Yeah.
fits the bottom of a blade, and my lightsaber turned into a walking cane.
Yeah.
So there
I
are
mean,
more uses.
exactly. And then when you have it, you're inclined to take your hand off of the cane and stand up on your two legs and swing it around like a sword sometimes too, because you have a
Get
lightsaber in your hand.
build some of
You
your
know.
strength back.
And I'm noticing, man, my beard looks long in this photo. Like when I'm looking up, I can see clearly because I'm using my bifocals. When I look like this, I'm looking at this big blur of myself, and all I see is just this big
Yeah,
haze of
you know what
just.
you make me think of? You make me think of the heads on Easter Island, just big long rectangles. The beard makes your head look longer.
And if I shave this beard, I would have no chin. My lip would join my Adam's apple. So it'll be like, you seen Beaker from the Muppets?
Oh
With
man.
without this beard, I look like Beaker from the Muppets. I'm telling you, I need this beard to have a chin.
Beep, beep,
that
beep,
join
beep,
my
beep,
bottom
beep,
lip.
beep.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's what I would look like. I mean, that would be me.
Oh my god, that's that, and you can have Vigo as Bunsen. You guys got next Halloween taken care of.
Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah, I look like Beaker. This is
Hey,
crazy. Crazy.
there was a comment. M Digital put up. If you can bring that back, Mez. Um,
Digital.
yeah. By the way, the Kanan Jarrus, I remember now. He said he was at Ontario Con and he was dressed as Kanan Jarrus, and he enjoyed your panel at the con. I guess you did a panel at the
Yeah.
Ontario Con.
Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. Yeah, like if he was there, he can tell you himself. You know, that's the kind of stuff I talk about. Because I really feel strongly about it. So, I mean, if you're someone out there, and if you have a non-nerd friend too, if you have a non-nerd friend and you want to bring him into the ranks, give him a lightsaber. Don't let him use your lightsaber. Get him a lightsaber. That way, he'll have his own lightsaber and he'll be compelled to use it.
That's
And he'll
right.
go
You know,
outside in his yard. Put your
I don't know
earbuds
about
on and then get your spin on.
when we were at the mall, what 5 years ago, we were at the mall for like 6 months. Half of the clientele that we had, because we had dojo and classes and stuff, half the clientele that we had weren't even Star Wars fan, but everybody loves a glow stick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. And Vegas has lights for a reason. I mean, it's a human thing. We stare at fire. I mean, if we go camping and you turn the fire on, you're staring at the fire. I don't care, you know. I mean, how beautiful and dense the black is. You're gonna be looking at the crackle of the fire.
Wow.
Something that's like, you know, like how a moth is drawn to the flame. It's a thing that I think not just humans have. I think all creatures of anything, they love light. We just love light. Your cats chase the light on the floor when you have a laser. I mean,
Okay.
I think it's more natural than we think it is. Something about it.
That's crazy that you talk about that. I had some people, some of the guests may know, I was a preschool teacher before I sold sabers, and I had long before I had any interest in sabers or anything like that. As a preschool teacher, I had made this observation that I wanted to do some kind of a study on. But what I had noticed is if you give any child, typically above right around the age of 1 years old or older, if you give them a stick, they will automatically start swinging it around as if it's a sword. There's something instinctual and natural to where when a child sees a stick, they know it is a weapon of sorts or something. You know what I mean? They're not using it like a tool, like a monkey to dig things out. They're not using it, to make a bridge. They instinctively will start swinging it around like a sword.
Well, monkeys do that too. Monkeys swing it like a sword too. If you think about it. I mean,
Yeah.
I think it's just it's a hidden wonder. I think in a lot of ways, because like I've sold a few things in my life. I've sold jewelry. I've sold cell phones. I've sold cars. Um, I've sold lightsabers and the blades. The artwork I've sold, aside from artwork, regular, not my blades, but like hand artwork I've done for my regular artwork.
Mhm.
Uh, is the only thing I've seen that you're actually kind of selling joy. And if someone's upset about their purchase or whatever, we do whatever we can to make that back into joy, because that's the whole purpose of what it is. I mean,
Right.
yeah, of course we do want to sell sabers, etc. But like um, the things that we do in the community, as far as like you say, we help out the community or whatever, is for that joy. It's for that other part that, like if you're at a con and these are $100, $200 sabers or whatnot, whatever, and then they have like the little kid that wants to buy a saber, we let them hold it at least. We give them a saber
Right.
they can hold and play with. We don't give them any kind of time limit on them looking at their sabers. We don't give them any kind of rush or anything, because this is a chance of discovery. This is a chance more that even if they don't buy a saber from us, if they do get a saber, it's going to be like a tattoo. As like I always say, like when you get a tattoo for the first time, you kind of feel like it's personal. You kind of feel like it's something that you've done, this accomplishment, it's something that's going on. So when
Right.
you have your own saber, and because geeks and nerds are sometimes still treated on the side sometimes, and people try to fight cool, fight the children in them to be cool. And when you give them a lightsaber, that cool just melts. And then you know what I mean? That I've seen some of the coolest guys are the toughest girls, or the the nerd with his cool girlfriend. You put a lightsaber in her hand. Next thing you know, now they're both getting lightsabers, and then she's joining him. Now they're both watching Star Wars. You know what I mean? So there's more to it than just. I mean, I honestly believe that if lightsabers were not in Star Wars, I do not know how well Star Wars would survive. I think Vader is cool. The characters are cool, but I'm not sure if Star Wars is as intelligent as like Star Trek to
If it was
keep
all
people
blasters.
engaged. You know what I mean?
Right. So there was a couple comments. Night Vision just had a very interesting comment, and then I want to go back. I apologize, Mets. There was a comment from, I believe, that one. I didn't get to see what that one said. I agree. I'm currently building another saber for a homie of mine. They're so hyped to get it. They might not be the biggest Star Wars fan, but people love lights, and it's mesmerizing. Yes, but that goes right along.
I love that I can sit back here and still read it.
I'm trying to get up here like this.
My phone is like 6 inches from my face, and I still gotta get 2 inches from it so I can read it because it's so
We're
small.
we're all men. But then Night Vision had a comment too that was I had never really thought about, but it was there we go. Light bioluminescence is one of the most widely used forms of language on the planet. Yeah, you think about animals in the ocean, right? Like like the
Yeah,
anglerfish. I never really thought about that as
that's very
communication.
true. That's
Wow.
very true. That's very true. They had a I know we're dating now. I'm not sure if maybe only me and Van may know this, but there was a movie years ago that before I even thought about Star Wars. It was called Close Encounters of the Third Kind,
Yes.
and they used light on that movie to communicate with aliens. They
The
used
light
light
and
and
sound.
sound.
Right.
Bum 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 bum. I think that's how the melody went.
Right,
But
right, right.
yeah, light was such a thing that people from another planet chose to use it to communicate. If you think about it, that makes sense because Morse code, you can use it as light and sound.
Right, right, right,
So
right.
yeah, that's a wonderful thing. Who's that? Who made that comment?
No,
Good
that was Night
observation.
Vision.
Night vision. That's right. Night vision got some good vision.
You got to stand for it, so you get the gold star for tonight. Oh, by the way,
Gold
your
star,
sabers are in the
ding!
mail. Night Vision just ordered some sabers. Your sabers are in the mail on the way.
Right
um,
on.
Yeah, no, that I had never really thought about. That's definitely interesting. For those that don't know, now you have been around the saber industry. Like I said, those that have been around this show know that you were probably the first person that I met. Other than the person that introduced us in the saber community, and we've been long friends since then. But when I first met you, you were strictly doing the acrylic blades, but you had actually gotten into the industry by making the sabers at first, correct?
Yeah, yeah. Um, like a lot of people in those days, I think 2011, 2012. If you wanted a lightsaber, you either had to buy the little cheap ones, or you had to buy a master replica, or
Right.
you had to either build one yourself or have one made. Back then, Vader's Vault was just Alan making custom sabers, and I would watch his YouTube videos like religiously, just waiting to see to finish the build. And the big thing was back then was when he would do a whole video, 10 minutes or whatever or more it would take. You wait to see the sound and what color he chose for that
Mhm.
design. Now you get full color spectrum. Back then, Crystal Focus, the soundboards were like 1 inch wide by 2 inches long. I mean,
Right.
things are a bit different back then, and so I couldn't afford to buy a saber. Ultra Sabers just opened up. They sold modified Nerf guns. They would modify master replicas, and they had plastic sink pipes sabers. That's what they sold on Ultra Sabers back then. So there was no real Saber companies selling anything. There was no Saber Forge back then. He was just a guy at he was just a guy at on Etsy, eBay, like I was. So everything
Right.
was different back then, and so I started making my lightsabers in the way I can afford them, unless the client provided me the money I needed for the parts. Like if you wanted a metal saber, like
Right.
I would for me to build, you would provide the funds for that as far as down payment, and I'll get the parts I need to build you a saber, and I'll charge accordingly for whatever. But that's how I started my business. I would ripper sabers. I would make PVC lightsabers that look real as I could make them, or I would get parts from the custom saber shop, and the custom saber shop gave birth to a lot of saber companies. And I was one of them. Shout out
That's
to Tim, Custom
amazing.
Saber Shop. Whoop whoop.
Woo-hoo. Yeah, in fact, this saber that I designed, this is a Kyber Cave exclusive. The original design came from pieces that came from Custom Saber Shop. So the dimensions are different. It's a different build than what I made at Custom Saber Shop, but the basic idea came from a build that I put together with random pieces.
Right. I mean, Custom Saber Shop is beautiful for that. I mean, like they even got pieces that have the threading you need, but they're raw enough for you to mill your own design onto it. He's very accommodating, and he'll do stuff for you customly as well too.
It is amazing how much I had a customer come in who bought a saber from me. Bought a saber for me 2.5 years ago, and I guess recently something stopped working on his chassis, so it was out of the warranty. So that he had to buy a new chassis, and it was only like $50 or whatever compared to the price of the saber. But what was amazing was when we compared his old, like the features that he had from just 2 years ago to all the stuff that's been upgraded now, because when we're, as we're in the industry, things are changing all the time. So we're not always, keeping track of the fact that, oh, wow, it's just been 6 months since they added all these new features and now there's new features. But when you look at it in the course of a year or two and you go, oh my God, what we sold is the top of the line 2 years ago is our beginner saber now.
Yeah, and it's a trip how now sabers actually are kind of moving fast. There was a time where it was kind of stagnant for a long time. You got what you got. I mean, baselit has been the main thing for a while. The LEDs have changed. When I got started, we're using P4 LEDs, and then they started using Crees. And I remember I probably could find the post where I went on the forums a long time ago saying, "Hey, maybe we should use Tri-Crees or the four part." People are like, "Oh no, that'll never work. The light will never be in the center of the blade," and blah blah blah. And at the time, I wasn't as confident as I am now about what I know about sabers.
Right.
And back then, I kind of listened to people, and had I not listened to people, and I would have started using Tri-Crees a long time ago. With that said, if you're out there and you have ideas for sabers, whether it be light or not, always go for it. It doesn't matter what anybody says, because
Right. Or what
all that
anybody does
is
is
just something that they
standard.
can't do. There's a guy out there who makes lightsabers that don't light up. They don't do anything. They're all you can buy the files for them, and they're called twist sabers. Look this up. I'm just giving him a shout out. I don't know the guy's name, but he makes these sabers that you 3D print, that you merely twist the pommel, and then and it telegraphs all the way up fully. Now it's not a point telegraph. It's nice, and it makes a straight line. You would love it. Look them up, twist sabers. I mean,
Twist sabers, all right.
yeah, it's a different thing. It's great for Halloween. You can't fight with them, but they're great novelty
Oh, here we
pieces.
go.
They're great for holidays that come up. I mean, they're files that you download for far as I understand. You download the files and then you print them out. But it is clever as hell, and I think that someone's going to take his idea and put light into it. It's just yeah.
Oh, thank
And he
you, man.
has, yeah, and he has his own designs, and then he has designs that are canon. You know, you get you a Vader or a Lego or whatever. I mean, someone's going to take his designs and then elaborate on that, and then someone's going to take that design and elaborate on that. You know what I mean? Like people have taken a lot of stuff I've already done with the flat blades I've done. There's been a lot of people who've taken what I've done and put whatever they want to do on top of that already.
Right.
I've gotten a chance to even speak to people at Disney, luckily at a con, who did the dark saber for the Mandalorian, and I got to speak with him one-on-one, and we got to speaking about what he did and what I did, and how things are different and how things are the same. It's very cool just speaking to these people of the industry who make the props that you make in real life. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's a very interesting kind of conversations you wind up having.
Man, it's amazing who you meet out on the road too when you're slinging these lightsabers left and right.
Oh, I've had the privilege, man, of meeting so many different voice actors, regular actors, even agents of these people, or just people. Period. The people you
Right.
meet at cons, just the kind of person you meet at a Comic-Con, a fan expo, a anything of that nature. I've come to find there be quality people, whether they're like somebody like me who's really talkative, or somebody that's really withdrawn. There seem to be a very genuine genuineness. I don't know if that's a real word, but there's something trusting. There's something trusting, something youthful about everybody you meet.
Right.
No matter how much fur is on their face, you know what I mean. No matter how pretty they are in their face, every person kind of is the same person on the inside when you go to these cons. You know what I mean? In other words, you see a beautiful person. You might be an intimidated person. You may be intimidated by them because they're too handsome or they're too beautiful. But here, they're very approachable. You might see somebody that seems to be very withdrawn, who seems to be very shy, but they'll speak to you at a con. And many people, I'll say, "How you doing today, man?" I've heard many people of all kinds say, "I feel like I'm at home."
Right. Do you have a favorite going across the country and seeing all these conventions? Do you have a favorite con or even a type of con? Like, do you prefer anime cons or Star Wars cons or Disney cons or just general ones?
I kind of like. I like I would say maybe the animes are fun, but I kind of like the regular old like fandom cons, like a Comic Cons, where it's kind of like everything. Mainly because the cosplays, you see a lot of fandom, depending on what voice actors are there or what actors are there. You see a lot of creativity in cosplay.
Right.
You see a lot of things spread out, rather than like if you do an anime thing, you see a lot of anime cosplay. If you go to a horror con, you see a lot of horror. If you do Comic Cons, you might see a lot of Marvel, DC. But like the collector cons or like the fan expos, those kind of cons, I like because you kind of get a little bit of everything. So I might see a little bit of everything. This is why the main thing is why I like it. I would say those kind of cons, yeah.
Can you recall what is your favorite costume? Have you ever had a costume that just was cracking you up, like a good crossover or something like that? Or
you know what? Sometimes I got a new discovery. I discovered I like. There are guys now that I see who have puppets. I'm a Muppet fan. I've been growing up watching Muppets my whole life. And if you look at our Instagram, I have a few little things at the end. You might see a guy does a Kermit, another guy who made his own puppet.
right.
I like the puppets the most, and I like I kind of like, to be honest with you, I like the 1,000-hour crappy cardboard cosplay.
Right.
There's guys who have nowadays. There's companies that make really good cosplays. There's people who put a lot of hours in. This cosplay looks beautiful, fantastic. But they're artists. They're good at it. But I like the ones that like the 15-year-old or the 20-year-old who's discovering their artism,
Right.
or they're not an artist. They made a cardboard Iron Man or a cardboard looking Mandalorian outfit, or they did their first try at foam. And I mean, to be real, it's a crappy job of the foam, but you can tell the hours and the passion and the love put behind it. I love
Right.
those cosplays, I think, the most, because I can feel the joy of their appreciation of your acknowledgement of it.
Right.
You know, we say, hey man, I love your Mando. And they may be thinking, I just got a crappy little thing I put together, you know what I mean? But it took me 2 weeks to put this together. And I'm like, well, you did that. I mean, I know who you were, you know what I mean? As opposed to a guy who has a really nice cosplay, is nice. I go, man, your cosplay looks great. He goes, oh yeah, I put it together in 2 days. Or, oh, I whipped this up before I left. You know, respect. But the blood, sweat, and tears behind that paper box cosplay that you made is what I love. I just love it. I don't know. I just something about that. I just love that. And then just the harder it looked like it took, the more glue I see on it, the more, you know, the more mucked up the sewing seams are, the more I just love it, because I just feel like that's more passion I've seen, the more prick fingers, the more super glue on your lips that I've seen people have to go through just so they can get that cosplay done. I love that shit.
Right. The cosplays are always the most fun parts of all the conventions.
I'm an artist, so that's my thing.
Now, I think for those who may or may not know you, some people I think may recognize you, but not realize it's you from your TikTok videos. I'm always super impressed with your. I was telling V when she came on a couple of weeks ago. I could tell you were the one that produced the TikTok, because they're always infused with fun and high energy. It just seems like no matter where you're at, you guys are just always having fun, meeting new people.
Yeah, I gotta do more. I do more on Instagram. I need to take those Instagram videos and put them on the TikTok. So I need to start doing that. I enjoy it. I have fun with it, and if you notice, it's all about the cosplayers mostly. So
right.
There was one guy. I mean, I know it's a store bought costume, but it was still fun. This guy who dressed as a garbage can. I like. There was a Darth Elmo I enjoyed.
Yes.
There's a Juan Cholo and Chewie.
Yeah, I was gonna say there was a Chun-Li Cookie Monster a while back too.
Yeah, I mean those fun ones, or those mashup ones, are fun, and then finding music for them is fun. There's this guy I just find some of his remixes he makes, and I just copy him and I put his credit on every screen. All the music I put on there, I put the credit on there, like how you do a music video, they have the little credit of who it is.
Yeah.
So when you see it, whenever you see the music on, that's when my music has been okay, because I make sure that it gets credit due to whoever it belongs to.
Right.
And then if you
your
don't
music
see
is
that,
always really good too.
and if I don't put that up there, it's usually because it's just the music I made from my phone, the licensed music that my phone provides.
Right.
So I might have some stuff like that, but I got one up right now. It's I'm trying to do another one, doing a part 2. Got Johnny Cash on there everywhere, man. Go check it out. This
snap!
It's a 1 minute. All my videos are 1 minute and under. So this is a 1 minute little clip. It just shows a little clip of us being everywhere, from Miami, New York, Chicago, Atlanta.
Wow.
So that's just little clips. It's like a little thing.
Do you like being on the road, or do you prefer being settled in one spot?
It's kind of hard to say, because I enjoy when I'm home. I have my animals. But being on the road is enjoyable. Like I said, I like meeting people. Driving, I don't mind. This last one's kind of a long drive. It's got to be kind of monotonous. But for the most part, I don't mind it. I do enjoy being home, though. I do enjoy being home. I never mind being on the road, but I enjoy being home.
If you could do a good balance, what would that be for you? Like 8 months on the road, 4 months home, or 6 and 6, or 3 on the road, 6 at home, or 9 at home?
That would tell me how much I like what more. I think being home. I think being home would be more, because I would like to be probably like I would do a week on the road and the rest home. Mainly because when I'm on the road, I'm selling, and at home I can be an artist.
Right. Well, who knows? If that store picks up, you might be pushing a lot of sabers through there.
Well, yeah. I mean, we're trying to set up my one of my kids, Annalise, she's one of the main leads. You know, you probably seen a lot of videos, pictures of her. You know, she's um the Twi'lek you see most of the almost all the time on our Instagram. Um, uh, I have heard to think that she hopes she can do a lot more where I can stay home a lot more.
Right.
She's just too young to really rent a car to go do a lot of shows that we would need her to do or whatever.
Right.
But since she's able to, I mean, she's definitely intelligent enough. I mean, like she's smarter than me. She remembers a lot. I mean, she remembers a lot of the characters that I don't remember that are on film. You know, if it's been on the film that I've seen, or if it's in a book that I've read, a lot of new stuff. Like I don't remember none of the characters' name but Saul from Acolyte. She knows every Acolyte character's name. She remembers all the names from the new video games.
Right.
I'm like, what's like I cannot say Kanan Jarrus' master's name is Flabalabalabab, Babalabalabab, or
Depabalobo?
Habalababab. I can't say her name, but she got it down. I'm like, what's her name? She's like, oh yeah, Abalabalabab. I'm like,
She's got a dope saber too.
oh yeah, it's gorgeous. But it's like I can't say that name for the life of me.
Right.
But if she's there, I'm on it. If she's not there, I'm Googling.
Right.
I mean, or I'm like asking for pronunciations of stuff, you know, on Google because like she remembers a lot more of the new stuff, and I'm proud of her for it because like she kind of just got into it and just kind of fell in the hole of Star Wars that you would do, you know what I mean? And she's still catching up. She's watching all of Clone Wars, but she's watching it in chronological order, and so like she gets mad. She's like, "Oh, spoilers!" I'm like, "Girl, you're so behind on stuff. There's no such thing as spoilers for you." I'm like,
Right.
Vader is Luke's father. Just deal with it. We're gonna have to figure that out, you know." She's like, "Oh, don't tell me spoilers." I'm like, "Spoilers?" I said, "I mean, that show is over." You know.
that was
but
1980.
but she's doing her thing, and I'm really proud of her. And then other members of the family are getting involved more and more. My son, Dylan, he does a 3D modeling that we're doing for the upcoming sabers we got coming for BYO. We have a few models that we're doing and a few parts we're putting together, and my son's doing all the 3D modeling for it. So I mean, we have more than one, so we're trying to get them out, you know, in one larger bulk, and then you know, or at least you know, parts that can build a full saber. You know what I mean? I have quite a few designs put together, and my son has been 3D modeling them, and he's gone above and beyond. He's got blueprints, he has measurements, he has it in we call it the measurement that the world uses but we don't use.
The metric system.
Metric, yeah, it's written in metric system. Is, you know, because I told him it's going to be going to China, so he did all the measurements in metric. You know, I'm just so proud of that boy. I remember he couldn't even talk or walk, and here he is doing these incredible things. And his artwork, oh, my son's artwork is amazing. Like I sent him some pieces, I gave him some raw drawings, and he usually 3D models it, but he was in a spot where he couldn't really 3D model, so he sent me some drawings he did. Just he 3D modeled some quick sketches for me, and I was taken back at the shading and the shadows and the perspective. I'm like, and my wife's like, that runs in your blood. I'm like, I guess, and my daughter, she doesn't really draw much, but whenever she tries, it's like she's been drawing for a while. So it's like, I guess it does go down in her blood. I thought it was my dyslexia, and they're not dyslexic at all. So, so I guess it's, you know, my dad was a painter too, so I guess that does run in the blood. My dad did paint, so
Right. See the whole. I think it's incredible how you and V have both taken your individual passions, and your passions have just exploded to where it crosses across other family members, where you know you can make a lightsaber in an anime store together. I think that's you know, because you go to the anime conventions and you know we sell sabers there too. So I think you got a winner combination there. And you've done so many amazing things, from blades to creating sabers to selling BYO to doing all these panels and stuff. It is so amazing all that you've done for the saber community for so many years now. It's just amazing to see where you're going to be in the next couple of years. I think you probably don't even know
I don't know, but I can guarantee you this, and this is the truth, Bruce. The Saber community has done 10 times more for me than I have done for them.
Wow.
The reason why I say this is, honest to God's truth, is if there's anything that can be like said that's like corny, I can say that sounds cliche or whatever, is that the Saber community saved my life. The people of the Saber community saved my life. They didn't really save my life. I wasn't dying, but I was on the verge of, stress, homelessness, all kind of like, dark
Not
paths
having a
and dark
community of
ways.
your own.
The community saved me. The people of the community saved me. Alan Block, just how uh, like I said, the camaraderie of how things are done here. Star Wars fans are toxic in a lot of ways, but any kind of fandom is the same way.
Right.
Any kind of fandom. If you're into Nike shoes, there's gonna be a mean girl group. If you're into Sailor Moon, I'm looking at stuff right in front of me. If you're into All Out, I'm looking at it, I can name it. If you're into Mega Man, I don't care what it is. Spy Family. If there's something that you're Naruto, if you're into something hardcore, and there's a lot of people in that group, there's gonna be politics of some sort. Everything's a high school. Nothing stops. You think high school was in high school? Look at your office. Look at the office. Look at our current politics. Look at the Saber community itself. High school never ends. You have the cool kids, you have the nerdy kids, you have the mean girls, they're all there. It's just that as the grown people, you don't see it the same way because you're not focused on things in the same way. You're not like, oh my God, I'm not a part of that group over there. I wish I could be part of that group. You stay in your lane because you're happy in your lane, and you see those groups over there, and you just look at them over there like, oh, they go to mean girls. Let them be mean girls. Oh, look at the cool kids over there. Let them be cool kids over there. I'm over here playing dice with my favorite dice people. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I'm over here playing D&D with my favorite folks right now. We got a campaign going on that's been doing 2 weeks. You know what I mean?
Well, I
So
will
we
tell you,
enjoy that.
one of my favorite memories that I'm going to take to my grave with me was actually with you. I remember being with you at your house, and you and I were in your kind of your workshop area, and we watched the season finale of Mando season 2 when Luke entered and kicked all that butt, dude. I was sitting with you when we watched that episode.
We sure did. You sure did. Oh yeah, that's when we first came back from Texas and moved to we're in Havasu.
Right.
That's the same. Actually, we were just talking about that weekend. That's when we had the van. Ladies and gentlemen. We had a van, and we had a nice little bump that we if you drive fast enough on a van, it makes everybody kind of like woo. You kind of like get no gravity. Poor
Right.
Van was at the very, very far end of the van. He was in the very back of the van. And then so when we did this little high speed little jump in our van, yeah, everybody
Slammed to
gets
the
in the
roof.
air, but Van wasn't as far back. So Van went higher than everybody else did, and Van hit his head on the roof of the van.
Good times.
Now he was sitting down. Now let me tell you guys, he got at least, I would say, 2.5 feet butt air. His seat was at least 2.5 feet from his butt, and his head connected with the ceiling.
Dude,
So
that
it
bump
wasn't
ain't
it
no
wasn't a
joke.
soft tap. He had some neck issues, I'm sure, after he hit his head on that thing. It was a little, and he was
What's
kind
up,
about it,
Pete?
but he hit the hell out of his head on top of that thing, and it was funny. But I apologize today, but I'm gonna laugh even harder now.
Well, it was definitely worth it. That was a good little trip. All
He's
right,
like,
hey.
hold on. And we hear, ow! We're like, oh, oops, oh, we didn't expect that.
Could have warned me. All right, Rib. Hey, we're running out of time here. I
Let's
can't
see.
believe how fast 40 minutes goes. Is there
Yeah,
anything you want to
cover my
leave
mouth.
people with? We're definitely Mets is going to put up all your website, your Instagram, your Facebook, all of your pertinent information. But is there anything you want to leave? Any thought you want to leave people with, or anything you want to remind people of?
Well,
Um,
Oh, come see
You
us
got coming up?
come see us in the Bay Area when we go through this Thanksgiving weekend. I'm gonna be
Fan
doing
X,
panels. So make sure you come out in the Bay Area.
That's the last weekend. That's a Black Friday weekend.
Yes.
BYO will be in San Francisco at Fan X. Oh, speaking of which, I remember now. There was a question from way earlier. Somebody asked if you were going to Japan.
Oh, I want to so bad. I have family there.
There we go. There's the question.
All my dad's side of the family is in Japan. Like my uncles, my aunts, everybody I've never met, they're all there.
Well, Celebration next year for Star Wars is in Japan.
Yeah, I know. I have hopes and dreams. I don't even have a passport yet. If I go to Japan right now, I might not be able to leave.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, but I would say to let everybody know, I would say, come check us out at the con. We're gonna look at our Instagram and look out for Salty Anime.
When does
There's gonna be a
Salty
lot more
Anime
going
open?
on.
When
Look
does
out for
that open
Salty Anime,
officially?
social media. Come to our store. We're in Surprise, Arizona. Everything's in infancy right now, but in May we're gonna have a major grand opening. So we're trying to get more and more going on. So come check us out. Look at us online, and if you're in the Arizona area or you're coming through here, come check us out. I mean,
Yeah,
it's a
Gary.
beautiful place. It's a wonderful place. You can build your own life.
When do doors open there?
They open. They're open now. I mean, they're open. Been open since Monday.
Okay.
So we're open. We're open right now. We close till 7. We close at 7 o'clock. The sign is going to be coming soon. So yeah, everything's working out. So yeah, I mean, the store is right here. So come check us out. We're going to be having lightsabers.
Excellent.
We're going to be having fandom mugs. You see, we have stuffy, nice little stuffies. We have socks. If you want socks, we got your socks. And then I need to go get your keychains. We got everything. We got everything.
Everything. I can't wait to come down and check that out. I'm gonna have to come down there when you guys do a grand opening. When they do a grand opening, we need to do broadcasts from there.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
Figure it out somehow.
Our main ones. We plan on having a nice one. We plan on, of course, I'm gonna be Vader. We're gonna try to have some R2s here. We're gonna try to have some signings here. We're gonna try to have a really nice, good time. I mean,
we can get some celebrities out there. Between me and you, I'm sure we can dig up a few Star Wars celebrities.
Yeah, we're gonna do our best. Yeah, we can do it together. We'll work together. And then before I go, I want to give a shout out to all the you guys know who we are, whoever we talk with and we associate with, to all the other saber companies out there that are doing it, that are doing the best they can to get sabers out in people's hands and spreading the love. I want to shout out to all y'all out there. You guys know who you are. I don't want to say any names because in case I miss somebody, you know what I mean? I don't be like, oh, well, they didn't mention us. They didn't mention me. That's why I say you know who you are because we conversate, we talk to each other. You know I'm talking about you. And I'm talking about you too. You, and you. Yeah. You cool. So
it's like Mrs. Nancy in Romper Room.
Yeah. Oh, I see you. Oh, hi, Mikey. Hey, Jimmy. There you go. I can do this name saber companies. Vader's Vaughn, how are you? Ultra Sabers. Hey.
That's fantastic. Well, I know BYO and Kyber Cave are talking about trying to do a joint project at some point this year. And I was telling Cosmo, I think the three of us should do a con together. I think we could do a kick-ass convention.
Oh yeah, Cosmo will be here this weekend too, as well in San Francisco.
Yeah.
So if you want to come and meet Cosmo at our booth, please come because Cosmo will be there. He is our guest saber tender.
Excellent. Well, yeah, he's a cool dude. I really enjoyed. We interviewed him on the show as well. In fact, we got another one of your groups. Someone from your group called Swerve is coming up for December 1st. That's next week's show. So we are excited to check that out. We just got the whole BYO Ripper Blade family coming through this show.
Any epic on our Instagram, if you see any beautiful epic choreography that's done with the sabers on our Instagram, that's Swerve. That's Swerve and Dave and all of them. Yeah. So you've seen him. He's done a lot of work with a lot of choreography. He's a really good. I mean, he plans these out really fast, and his camera work is amazing. So
Right.
yeah,
I've
he's
seen a
something
couple
to
of your
talk to.
Instagrams with some like little mini saber battles.
Oh yeah, he's a professional at what he does. He's good at what he does, and he's not shy. I mean, like as far as like performance wise, he
Right.
can get down when it's time to get it done. He's like, all right, let's go, everybody, let's move it, let's do it. Very professional. You'll love it. He's a great dude.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, that is going to be next week. Gary, I always love talking to you, man. I missed you, brother. I hope we can get to, especially when you guys are up here for Fan X. You said you guys are going to stop by. You guys are always welcome. There's always a room and extra room for you guys.
Thank you.
And Barbara says she would cook, or she might cook.
And tell my man they always say hello.
Most definitely. Most definitely. All right,
All
my
right.
brothers, give V my love. I cannot
right.
wait to see you on the road. I know
All
I
right.
bumped into you by accident at least 3 times this year, so
Yeah, we'll see each other more on purpose more too.
most definitely. All
All
right,
right. Love you,
we'll talk
brother,
to
man. You be
later.
good.
Take care of yourself. Happy holidays.
All right.
Well, howdy. That was always fun to listen to. Thank you, Mr. Gary Ripper from River Blades, for coming onto our show. It's just like you guys are just buds hanging out and chatting all about like just shop talk, which is always fun to hear stories and everything from all the years and the time of spending at cons.
Right.
All right. So next on our docket is Guess That Character.
This is so hard
Who do
for me
you
now.
think this is?
Oh.
Type it in the chat, y'all.
Okay, wait. I don't know if I have private chat.
You do. You should.
Okay,
It's gonna be
here we go.
small.
Chat with everyone in the studio. Okay. Wait, hold on. Do.
Oh, I should probably come up with some music for it. You guys are all
Oh.
correct. Yes, it's Jyn Erso.
Yay! I see. Yay!
Yeah, so Jyn Erso, played by Felicity Jones, appeared in the first standalone Star Wars film Rogue One. Jyn, whose father, Galen Erso, placed a weakness in the Death Star, helped transmit the Death Star plans to the Rebel Alliance. She also delivered the famous line, "Rebellions are built on hope." All right. Next in our Guess That Character.
Remember an interview, I want to say it was with Dave Filoni, and he was talking about The Mandalorian and some of the successes with the characters. And one of the things that he was asked was what makes for a successful character, and he says they always have to have a good silhouette.
Well, that's a good silhouette.
See, I mean, but how many people got her right?
I know, yeah. All right, next on our list. Who is this?
Oh man,
it's a hard one.
This is a hard one. Okay,
it's a hard silhouette. Like it's hard to just know from the silhouette who it might be.
Yeah, because it almost looks like Admiral Akbar from last week, but he's got a thicker. Man, who is that? Okay, wait, hold on. Okay, I'm gonna guess. Hold on.
Hey, this is Kyber Caves. Guess that character. You have 10 seconds left. 10, 9, 8, 7,
Anybody else?
5,
Lando
4,
co-pilot. Oh, the Lando
3,
co-pilot. That's not a bad
2,
guy.
1. Neither of you are correct. So, it is Quill. Oh, and we just lost Van right when we said the answer. Shrek. Night Vision. That one's really good. Shrek. My goodness. Arctic Scala. It's Quill. He died trying to protect Grogu and the Mandalorian. The I can't say it. Ugnaught farmer. Trusted by Mando. Thank you, Ugnaught. Was known for saying, "I have spoken" on the show, and in the penultimate episode of season 1, Mando told Quill that he wanted to hire him for services to protect the child. Quill agreed to join, and with his reprogrammed droid IG-11, though not for payment, but rather to protect the child from imperial slavery. He said, none will be free until the old days are gone forever. I have
Matt,
spoken, Kevin. Yes.
you know who that is, right? The
What do you
actor
mean?
that plays Queel.
I knew at one point. I don't remember now.
I mean, to me, like I can see his face. It's Nick Nolte.
Oh, it's Nick Nolte. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Now that I see him. All right. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us. Make sure to tune into Retro Alcove and other shows that we have on our channel. There's a lot of shows that you can watch that aren't like time sensitive or anything, you know, or whatever. You can just rewatch, enjoy some of our gaming videos. We will be taking a couple weeks off at the end of December for the holidays. But don't forget to tune in next week, December 1st, to Swerve. And we are, 40... It was 46 or 44 subs away.
We are 44 subs away from our next giveaway.
Yeah.
Remember, we do this every 100, and then remember the 44 after that. Then we have 100 more after that, and it will be a NeoPixel giveaway. And I think I will be giving away probably one of these battle damage she chose will be the special giveaway that we will do.
Awesome. All right. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Thank you, Mr. Rip, for being on our show. And thank you, James Kaiser, for producing Flow of the Show. You guys have a wonderful week, and we'll catch you later. Bye.
Happy Halloween. Thanksgiving.
Halloween. Happy Thanksgiving.